How to enjoy dating. Hey, it's Mark here from Make Him Yours, and today I'm sharing experiences that a couple of clients have had that demonstrate how important mindset is. This is going to be especially relevant to you if you have had some negative dating experiences recently. Don't forget, I've got a new guide out on how to sext a guy, so make sure you download that, and I'll see you on the other side of this. How to enjoy dating. All right, so today I want to share with you a couple of client stories that were almost identical in what actually happened, but these clients ended up having two very different experiences. And I want to show you how that happened and how mindset and fears relate to that and how they contribute to your dating experience. So both of these clients, Kayla and Jen, went online. They met a man and they spoke to him for around a week in both cases. They'd been on the phone with him. But interestingly, they'd only seen headshots of the guy. They hadn't seen a full body shot. And when they showed up to the date, both clients got a surprise. The man they met, who they had spoken to on the phone but hadn't seen, was, let's say, significantly overweight. Certainly obese on a BMI scale. And it wasn't what they were expecting. But I had interesting phone calls with each of these clients afterwards, and they said two very different things. I first spoke to Kayla, and she got a surprise. She got a big surprise, and it wasn't a good one, when she saw that this man was so overweight and that it wasn't someone that she was physically attracted to. She called me up and she said, "Mark, I don't want to do this dating thing anymore." She said, "I'm sick of lowering my standards. I don't want to date this caliber of men. This is such a waste of time." I talked about what had happened with Kayla, and overall, as you can imagine or probably appreciate, it was a pretty negatively geared conversation. Interestingly though, the same thing happened to Jen about a week later. She got the exact same surprise in an almost identical scenario. When I spoke to Jen though, she said some quite different things to me. She said, "I was surprised. It certainly wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm here now. I may as well enjoy myself." She said, "It was interesting seeing him relax around me." Jen said, "I think he thought I was going to reject him straight away. And over the course of the date, it was so interesting to see how his body language opened up and how he relaxed. And after 45 minutes, he was a totally different, more open, more friendly guy than what I met at the beginning." And she said, "It was fascinating hearing his story. He actually had some really interesting things happen to him in his life, and it was great getting to know him. Wouldn't see him as a future partner, but I had a great time." Two clients, two almost identical scenarios, and two polar opposite experiences. To give you a better idea of what happened here, to get to the point of the video, I want to show you why Kayla had such a negative experience compared to Jen. Why was she triggered by the exact same situation when Jen wasn't? There's a few fears that Kayla was dealing with that Jen wasn't dealing with, and this is the reason they had such different experiences. You might be able to relate to some of these, and it might help you realize why you're not enjoying dating and what you can work on if you do want to enjoy dating as a process more. The first was fear of having to settle. Kayla came to me, as many of my clients do, single, wanting to meet someone, wanting to find the man that's perfect for her. But deep down, she has a fear that that man's not out there. Deep down, she has a fear that she's not good enough. Deep down, she has a fear that she's going to have to settle. And when she imagines settling, she imagines maybe someone who's much older than her, or someone that she's not attracted to at all, or not physically attracted to at all. So when Kayla shows up for a date and sees the exact image, not even person, but image of a person that she's scared of having to settle for, it triggers a whole bunch of fears in her. Before the guy has even opened his mouth, Kayla's terrified. Because this is the exact nightmare scenario of having to settle that she's ran through in her head so many times. Jen was in a very different situation. Jen was out of a recent divorce, and Jen was excited to get out there and meet people. She didn't have a fear of having to settle the way Kayla did. So she had quite a different experience first up, and her fear of having to settle simply wasn't triggered. The second fear Kayla was struggling with was fear of negative experiences. And this is really common, something I see in clients a lot and something I work through with clients a lot, is if you've had these negative experiences, or if you've been disrespected, or if you've met a lot of the wrong people who haven't treated you well in dating or in relationships, and you then show up to a date and see someone where you perceive that negative experience will repeat itself again, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Kayla was already having a bad time before this guy had even opened his mouth, whereas Jen, who hadn't had this background of negative experiences, just kind of came in with curiosity. She said, I wonder what this experience will be like, and it turned out she had a really good time. And the third fear that Kayla was struggling with that I see in a lot of my clients is a fear of wasting time. When you really want to meet someone, when you're committed to that end goal, when you really just want to find that person, it can make anyone who's not that person seem like a waste of time. And I personally think that's really sad. See, when you're getting out there and meeting people and you're seeing everyone on the way as an obstacle, it's not really treating people like people. It's looking at people and going, can this person deliver what I want or can they not? I had to be blunt with Kayla. I had to say to her, look, you're showing up here to these dates going, what's in it for me? All the time she's saying, is this someone I could marry? Is this someone I could see myself with? If no, then it's a waste of time. It's not really treating people for people. It's not asking, how can I give to this situation, or what can I contribute to this situation, or what can I learn from this person? It's simply asking, what can I get out of this situation? This contributed to Kayla's negative experience compared to Jen, who was simply going, I'm going to get to know this guy for him. And he warmed up and relaxed and was really able to be himself and probably had a great experience with Jen because she had that attitude. I did this video because I want you to be aware of these fears that can be contributing to you having a negative experience in dating. I want you to have a great experience in dating. I want you to enjoy the process. And if you're not, it's important that you understand why and know what you can do about it. You can either change your perspective. You can examine the fears, understand what they are, understand why they're not serving you, and start to take on a mental perspective more like Jen. Or you could change the way you're meeting men so these fears aren't as triggered. For example, you might want to get off online dating and focus on meeting men in real life where situations like this are less likely to happen. Whatever it is, I want you to be able to enjoy dating. And that means understanding on a core level why you're not enjoying it. It's not necessarily a matter of what happens to you. Jen and Kayla prove that. It's a matter of what your perspective is on what happens to you. Well, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions, etc. in the space below. I'd love to hear from you, so pop it all down in there. Give the video a thumbs up, hit that big red subscribe button, and of course the little bell so you get the notifications. And don't forget to download that next free gift, How to Sext a Guy, is now available. I'm really excited for you to have a watch of it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.